Hello friends, welcome to Storytime with Teacher Julian. Okay, what number? That's right, number 2. That lets us know that this will be the second time we're going to read a book. 2, second time. Now I'm going to show you the cover, and I want you to try to remember what this book is about. Alright, here we go. Look at the picture. See what's happening here. See what mommy is doing right there. You're right. This book, Hush, is about a mom trying to make everything quiet so the baby can go to sleep. You remembered. I like that. It was written by Ming Fang Ho, and the pictures were by Holly Mead. They put this on the back instead of the front. Pretty neat. All right. Well, let's get started. Hush, a Thai lullaby. Now, a lullaby is something you would usually read before you go to sleep. It's to help you to fall asleep. Kind of has a rhythm to it. It is like a poem, like a song, has rhythm. And I would like for you to look at all the pictures. I'm going to hold them up extra long so you can look at the picture, and while we're going along, try to find the baby in each picture. So listen to the words, but also look at the pictures and try to find the baby as we read, okay? For my father, Ho Ria Hua, whose wonderful bedtime stories of giants and turtles, elephants and warriors would leave me more wide-eyed than sleepy when I was a little girl growing up in Thailand. M.H. So that right there tells us a little something about how exciting the stories are. For Annie, Elizabeth, and Kevin James, with love, H.M. Those are dedications to people that they really, really appreciate. Hush, who's that weeping in the wind? Wee, wee, a small mosquito. Mosquito, mosquito, don't come weeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Mosquito, mosquito, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush, who's that peeping from the ceiling? Tuka, tuka, a long-tailed lizard. Lizard, lizard, don't come peeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Lizard, lizard, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush. Who's that creeping under the house? Meow, meow. A lean black cat. So lean means that he's kind of skinny. Doesn't have a lot of fat or meat on his bones. He's a thin cat. Black cat, don't come creeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Black cat, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Who's that squeaking by the rice barn? Gee, 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 gee. A fat gray mouse. Gray mouse, don't come squeaking. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Gray mouse, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush. Who's that leaping by the well? Orp, 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 orp. A bright green frog. Green frog, don't come leaping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Green frog, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush. Who's that sniffling in the sky? Orp, 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 orp. A muddy fat pig. Fat pig, don't come sniffling. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Fat pig, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush. Who's that beeping by the pond? A glossy white duck. White duck, don't come beeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? White duck, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush. Who's that swinging from the trees? Do you remember? Check, check. A loose-limbed monkey. Monkey, don't come swinging. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Monkey, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Who's that sweeping at the hay? An old water buffalo. Buffalo, don't come sweeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Buffalo, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Who's that shrieking through the forest? A great big elephant. Elephant, don't come shrieking. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Elephant, elephant, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush. Is everybody asleep? All is quiet, all is still. The mother dozes at the windowsill. Nothing stirring, not a breeze, as the moon drifts up above the trees. There is no noise now, there is no sound. So when it says that mother dozes, it means that she's taking a little nap. She fell asleep. And the windowsill is this part right here. This bottom part of the window is the windowsill where she's leaning. Only baby's wide awake, his eyes bright and round. The end. Back of the book with the cat who's asleep. Hush. Our second read. So friends, during the book, were you able to spot the baby in all the pictures? Let's go back and we'll look at them one more time. So, there's mom taking the baby, ready to put the baby in the hammock. That's like a bed, kind of like a little swing bed. And there's the baby in the hammock, right there, laying down. Of course, you can see from the top looking down, there's the baby again, asleep in the hammock. Now, I looked. Can you see the baby? Yeah, me neither. I couldn't find it in this picture. I think the baby's still up in the hammock. Now, how about this one right here? Look where mommy is pointing. Yep, there he is. And this picture? No. There they are at the barn. And who's going to be there? But the fat gray mouse. In there. Can you see climbing out? You got it. That tricky little baby. This was a tricky one right here. Can you see the baby? Look, you can see his little patas, his feet right there. How about this one? Getting closer, 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 closer. You can inspect it better. Here he is, leaning off the edge of the platform. It's a bit camouflaged in this one, covered up. There he is. The back, you can still see his patas sticking out from underneath the blanket. And here, the monkey one. And there's mom, and there, up in the corner. It seems to me swinging just like his friend the monkey. And there's a water buffalo. And there is the baby. I'll bet you got all of these, right? It's out in the jungle. Do you think the baby would be in the jungle? I don't think so either. I did not see the baby. But what about in this one? Yep. There's sleepy mom right there. And there is the baby who has crawled back into the hammock. I looked, and remember that the baby crawled in the hammock in the last picture, so let's say that he's in there already. And you can just barely see baby's knees right there with mom dozing. And there is that little trickster, wide awake. Yeah, I'm sure that you caught every time that the baby was out of bed in the book. There are a lot of things that I like about this book. One of them is all the different animals and the way that mom hears the sound that they make and knows who they are when she investigates. But I also love the art of the book, the way everything is put together. Sometimes it's drawn, and other times it's put together. They call it a collage, which means a collection of materials. So while they drew some pictures, other ones, like this is my favorite one right here. This right here, the mother, her picture is drawn, but you can see when I get close that the barn, which is used to, you can put things into a barn. Animals can live in there. You can put, the rice or vegetables or fruit inside there to store them. That's what a barn is. It's kind of like a house, but it's for other things. But you can see the barn is pieces of cardboard cut out and laid down. And there's some like bent sticks to make the roof, and torn pieces of paper to make the platform that it sits on, and more of those sticks. So I think the artist used a lot of different materials when they were making the artwork for this book. Again, you can see different pieces of material, different textures that were torn out and placed to make the pictures. And then they drew with maybe markers or crayons or pencils, all the rest. So that is a good use of extra materials in your art. So friends, next time you're doing art, maybe you can include some extra pieces. When you're drawing, maybe you can get glue and other pieces of paper that you've already used and tear them up and put them to make something. Right? You can make a mosaic, which is a collection of a lot of different pieces glued together. You can make this collage type work where you use different kinds of materials and put them together to make the picture. A lot of different things. So you save your artwork. It can be used in other ventures. All right, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this book. I enjoyed reading it for a second time. Until next time, I'm just going to say goodbye.